System sound. I know, system sound is perfect. Welcome to Beyond Sight, a channel geared towards the most spiritual guidance and inspirations. And I am your host, and my name is Sandra. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, welcome, 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 welcome. Please, if you like the content that I put out, thinking outside the box, and some spiritual guidance, or you're just here for the inspirational stories or a good chuckle, you are welcome. Welcome to the family. Remember to like, share, and leave me a comment. I love to read comments. If not, just leave me a little heart, a little kissy face. I like kissy faces. Yeah. And to my postcard collectors, love you guys. You are awesome. Thank you so much, always with your support and love and care. All right, thought of the day is about the thinking man. Everybody knows the famous statue, the thinking man, right? And I'm interested on what do you remember the thinking man or the position the thinking man is in. I've done some research on the thinking man, and it was created by Auguste Rodin, and he created the thinking man statue for a museum that never opened, but the thinking man was created, and it's supposed to fall in with Dante's Hell. It was first created like the thinking man was sitting on some iron uh, doors, looking into a pit of hell, and the doors are supposed to be the gates of hell, right? And yeah, many people say that he got inspired by Da Vinci. Sorry, and but it was supposed to be created for some type of play or movie or poet. Okay, and that's what the statue was named in the beginning, a poet. Mm. Reference to scholars and uh, philosophers, right? But after a while, the people named it the Thinking Man. What I find interesting is that as I went through my research, the Thinking Man was in many different positions than what I remember him in. Some people might call it the Mandela theory, uh, meaning what you remember the statue of being 20 years ago has changed. I don't know if they mean spiritually or metaphysics, but it has there is various different statues of the thinking man. There's one with him with his fist on his forehead. And there's one, the one that I remember is him with his pointy finger on his temple and thumb under his chin. There's another one where his whole hand is under his chin. I don't remember what he was sitting on or if his eyes were open, or if he had any eyes. And I miraculously found out that first he was sitting on the edge of a door, and then he was sitting on a rock and bent over and in contemplation and deep thought. Um, some people say that he had a hat on. Some people say that he didn't. It's just his hair. Depends on which angle are you seeing him in. Uh, some people also say that his body is distorted. I remember his left side seemed to be larger than his right. Uh, his knee almost on his throat, and his right knee was normal. Uh, and Again, there's different varies of uh, of ways that people are saying they remember the statue. But anywho, there are 28 different statues uh, created uh, of the thinking man in all parts of the world. I remember in New York City, and in a museum there, I remember seeing the thinking man when I was much younger. Um, so anywho, uh, my thought and my analogy of the thinking man, I was telling my son that they should have created the thinking man sitting on a toilet, because it said uh, that we do our best thinking sitting on the toilet. Oh, I wouldn't say that, but okay, let's take that um and create an analogy with that, right? So he's and Lord and behold, and in one of my searches, it came up the thinking man sitting on a toilet, and I'm like, wait a minute, I thought he was sitting on a rock, but they actually have a picture of him sitting on a toilet. That behooved me because did I manifest that? Is that the Mandela theory? Uh, I don't know, but it's actually sitting on a toilet. So I said, let me run with that theory, right? The thinking man sitting on the toilet is perfect, right? Uh, um, us as human beings, and we tend to stew on our shit. No point intended, right? We sit there with greed or hatred or jealousy, envy, uh, all those wonderful attributes of the negativity that would bind us from reaching our purpose in life, or quote being uh, in our purpose. You know, we tend to sit on it and think and think and think and think, and the end result is no function. It does not serve us at no purpose. It has no purpose for us, you know. But we still sit there and stew on it. Why many of us do this? My thought is that we get comfortable. We get comfortable sitting on shit. We get comfortable in certain being certain ways. You know, we have fears of getting out of the zone of comfort. You know, So for all those that are sitting on the toilet and contemplating on all this pain, all this aggravation, all this hatred, but you want better, you know, you got to stand up and you got to flush that toilet. You got to let it go. No point in sending it, but you got to let it go down the drain. You know, it's never going to get better if you do not release it, you know, and it's only going to fester. And like that pit of hell, all you're going to see is hot fire, squirmy little worms, or stinky, God knows that could come out that toilet, you know, while you're festering on top of it, you know. So, we need to sit and take into to how to say take inventory. Take inventory and release that does not serve you. Okay. There's also people that say, you got to look into the past in order for you to know where you're going. If you keep looking behind, you're never gonna get to where you're going. You know, the only time that I would look behind me is to clean up crap, right? No, lesson learned, and down the drain it went. Another form of I look at the thinking man is he's sitting there and he's contemplating on good things. You know, what a great person he is, what a great father he could be, a mother, um, how he wants the how he's going to obtain this fantastic job or relationship, whatever it is, how he's going to invent the newest vehicle, etc. Right? How am I going to uh, start up, my business? You know, okay, that's great. We contemplate and we think and we make a blueprint in our mind. We put it down on paper, but at some point we have to manifest. We have to get up from that toilet and put it out into the world. Not let it sit there in the toilet and let it fester, right? Because as the negative notions is going to start stinking, you're not going to find a way out. And then when that, you know, we stay stuck on stupid, you know. All good thoughts, all great ideas, all good harmonies, but you do not put it out into the world. It stays within you. And that's not a great analogy either, you know. At some point we'll see the thinking man stand up. Or you could do that yourself, you know. You got all these great ideas, da 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 da. You stand up, put it down on paper, and walk away from that toilet. Walk away from that toilet. You only sit there only to release that does not serve you any longer. Right? So the thinking man has, as I said, distorted body parts, his left side, arm and leg. Um some people say that he only has a hat on. Some people say that he doesn't have a hat on. One eyebrow is bigger than the other eyebrow. Um, I think this is showing us a balance, and balance in our frame of thinking. You know, in life itself. There has to be black and white. There has to be positive and negative. You know, um, man and woman. You know, there has to be. In order for energy to flow. You know. Now it depends on what side are you leaning on. You know. So, my lovelies, I'm very interested in knowing what do you see in the thinking man? How do you perceive it? Or what do you remember of the thinking man looking like? There's so many different notions out there. Um, I don't know if I um, buy the whole Mandela theory, only because there has been so many different statues of the thinking man done. You know, the 28. They could have been uh, added on to these molds, right? A little slight difference. Or it's just how you perceive it, how we're viewing the statue. What do you see? You know, as I say, I'm in this world, but I don't conform myself to the way of the world. You know, I like to think outside the box. And if you're like me, um, you're welcome to subscribe. Hit the like button and leave me a comment. Remember, the smallest star in a dark sky shines brightly, and so do you, my lovelies. I appreciate you guys so much for supporting me and helping me with my mission and getting these messages out and awakening uh, one another. Okay? Thank you so much. That's my one mission. I'm not trying to be famous. I'm not trying to earn any money. Um, I'm not saying if that happens, I won't be nice, but that's not my purpose. My purpose is to share the light, which is I believe everyone's mission on this plane of that we call life. You know, in order to reach the kingdom of heaven, right? And have a better place in the near future. So, my lovelies, thank you, thank you, thank you. Sending you love, light, and blessings. And be blessed and be well. I am your host, and my name is Sandra. Come on. You know what's coming. Give me a kiss. Kissy, kissy. I don't see no lips. No. I still don't see them. Got pucker. Ah, yeah. Later.